This is Swaleyville Online TV. We are waiting to join with the international attorney live, who's going to be joining us live from Istanbul, Turkey. Robert Amsterdam is getting ready to join us with this is special, the exclusive interview with Robert Amsterdam. For those of us for our viewers who are listening to us and watching us on Swaleyville Online TV. This is Patrick Nigula. I'm coming live from the one of our studio here in Columbia, South Carolina. And in Washington, D.C., we do have the producer of this show, Abdul Shatter, who's behind the control room. And we're trying to we're working really hard to join with the international attorney, Robert Amsterdam, who's coming live from Istanbul, Turkey, to talks about the Tanzanian election outcome that has been held 2 days ago on October 28th, a day ago, I'm sorry, on October 28th in Tanzania. So we are waiting on him, or waiting on Robert Amsterdam to join with us. And he's working really hard to come live here in our show. What exactly we're going to discuss this in this show is it will be only like a 15-20 minutes, because we're going to get an update what is next. As you can see on our banner, moving up and down, scrolling from the left to right, right to left. It's the opposition party call for the free and fair election in Zanzibar and Mainland in Tanzania. And we do have a line going across this TV screen there. All in lines got to vote, and we have quoted that line was in 1966. That time is when the African American here in America, they're fighting for their free and fair election, particularly in the southern states such as South Carolina, North Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, and going all down to the 33 Confederate states, for those of you familiar with American history. So there was a lot of people during that time. They were lining up in polling stations, and they wanted all to go and vote, and the votes counted, and they wanted free and fair elections. So this is reflect the what happened in Tanzania in 2020, and it looks like we're going back in 60s, what they used to call here in the southern states the Jim Crow, and we have seen this behavior of the politicians in Africa. They're taking us back during the Martin Luther King fighting for the freedom, Malcolm X, and even the founding fathers of the nation, Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere during the in 1960s. So the all in lines got to vote is the line that was quoted from 1966, the elections that was held in Alabama, and Alabama is one of the southern states here in America. And during that time, it reflects what is happening in 21st century in the year 2020 in Tanzania and Zanzibar. We have seen a lot of undemocratic process going on in Tanzania. We've seen a lot of atrocity and all of these. We've seen some of the videos that surface on the social media depicts the graphic pictures of the torture, police tortures, killings, and all that. This is very unacceptable to the society such as Tanzania, who are fighting for the freedom and struggle in the southern states in Africa, such as in northern Rhodesia, then now is Zimbabwe, in South Africa, and Western Rhodesia now is in Namibia. Tanzanians in other in the frontline countries in Africa, they struggle for the independence for their own people. And then now it looks like they were going backwards, like we're in 19th century or in the early 60s during the struggle of the freedom in Africa. We're trying to join with the Robert Amsterdam, and we're waiting on him to join to our show. I'm going to try to make a phone call and see if he's available. Abdul Shatter, I'm bringing back this broadcasting to our studio, in Washington DC. Abdul Shatter, unaweza ukaendelea kidogo kwa Kiswahili. Kwa wale wasikilizaji wetu wa Kiswahili, tunajaribu kumleta Robert Amsterdam ili aweze kuongea. Robert Amsterdam.
Hello?
Yes. Can you just join with us with live on the phone? Or you still try to joining us?
No, I'll just do it on the phone.
Okay. All right. Mr. Amsterdam, welcome to Swahili Villa Online TV. We're live now. Mr. Amsterdam, let me start it asking quick questions. This is in reference to the just in general about the Tanzania. I'm going to use this one of the very powerful words such as the dense, mindless, slow-wit, witless, or done-it. Do you think National Election Commission, CCM, and its security forces are thinking the vast majority of the Tanzania reflect those words I just mentioned to you?
Look, it's an incredible insult. I think that essentially they believe they have impunity. They can insult the intelligence of everyone in Tanzania and around the world and get away with it. And the people in Zanzibar are up in arms. I don't know yet what's happening on the mainland because, of course, we have very little communication right now. But I'll tell you, it is completely shocking. And the good news is nobody believes it. Nobody takes it seriously. It's a bunch of thugs basically believing that they can fool the entire world with this crap, and they can't.
So, Mr. Amsterdam, based on what I've just those couple words just used, such as the dance, done that, slow wheat, in a layman language, how would you explain in a very layman language about those words that I have alluded to you, such as the done that? Do you think National Election Commission, such as the Director General of the National Election Commissions, do you think all the political leaders and those candidates who are running for the offices, they are done that?
Look, I think that they believe they can get away with anything up to and including murder. And it's an incredibly scary future for Tanzania if democratic forces aren't able to overturn this election. I can tell you that. I believe that there won't be another election and Tanzania will go back to a one-party state if this election is not overturned.
Wicked atrocities. These are also, again, the we can say words that can be used by the videos and the pictures and the tweet feeds that we have received on the social medias since the before and it started of these elections. So action speaks louder than words. So who should be held accountable for these killing and tortures in Zanzibar and Mainland in Tanzania?
Look, ultimately it's President Magufuli. I mean, there's nobody else. There are other people that are directly in line, and we will name and shame and sanction them. But ultimately, the ultimate person responsible is Magufuli and his CCM thugs. And to be frank, this is an election where we're going to have to look at the mobile telephone companies who complied with illegal directives and who were participating as conspirators in the throttling and the closing of democratic freedoms in Tanzania. And those companies aren't just limited to Tanzania. And we will be seeking to attack them in every country they're operating in for their behavior in Tanzania. They are working hand in glove with the oppressive behavior of the CCM.
So let me take it back to the here in the United States. We have seen a Senator Menendez and also U.S. Congresswoman Karen Bass. Where are we with respect to these resolutions? Because now the election outcomes, they're already out there. We have already known that a lot of...
we need to remember who Senator Menendez is. the ranking Democrat on the Foreign Relations Committee, and instead of being representing the minority power, many people believe that he will be in. I think it's an incredible opportunity for us to make Tanzania an absolutely important item on the agenda of the committee.
Moving some of these agendas, such as the resolutions that has been passed in the U.S. Congress, that the Democratic Party has the majority here in America. So do you think these resolutions can have an effect after the President Magufuli sworn in as the President of the United Republic of Tanzania?
Yes, because again, he will not be the legitimate president. And I think that's what we've said going to the Commonwealth, is that he is not the legitimate president, and that Tanzania under Magufuli should not be recognized as a member of the Commonwealth. So, I mean, this is not a democratic election.
So, Mr. Amsterdam, where do we go now with respect to the some of the Magnitsky law that you have mentioned and talked about when you came in our show last time?
Well, now is the time for us to make submissions to the United States government and other governments about the key players behind the CCM who have orchestrated this murder of democracy in Tanzania and Zanzibar. But as I've also said in my last interview, the future of this will be determined on the streets with people legally and peacefully protesting this type of behavior on behalf of what I'm now calling the junta. I'm not calling it a government anymore. I'm simply calling it an illegitimate junta. And, that's who it's up to. And I know that people are on the streets in Zanzibar. And as I said, we're waiting to see what happens in Tanzania on the mainland.
The people in Zanzibar, they've already started to take their voices in the street, and we have seen police forces in Zanzibar abused and tortured their own innocent people who are using their democratic rights to go in the street and express their emotional or their feelings with respect to the election's outcome. We have seen more than 10 people have been killed so far. So do you think that those evidence puts the Tanzanian government as the part of, like what I've mentioned to you, Hezbollah and Hamas?
Look, again, I think we have to wait and see over the next week or two what we're dealing with. I think there may be an argument now they are a terrorist organization. But again, we're going to have to see what happens post-election and get a better understanding, because we have very little information now, given so much of the internet is down. So give me a little time to assess what's actually happened on the ground there.
Mr. Amsterdam, thank you very much again for taking your time. I know you're very busy out there working with some of these legal actions towards what's going on in Tanzania. Mr. Amsterdam, thank you and welcome again to our show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.